This is like between 2018 and 2021. We're out there, that length of time, we were kind of back and forth, we were all over the place. Being so badly harassed out there. One of the best examples I have is we had an 8-month lease at this apartment in Colorado Springs, and we were being so badly harassed at that apartment, we left after 6 months. We left that place 2 months ahead of the end of our lease. Okay? That's how badly we were being harassed. Okay, so what I'm thinking about, first of all, there's a couple of things floating around in my mind all at the same time, and I'm going to try to remember all of them so that I can talk about all of them. First, we're in the town of Leadville. Thank God I remembered that. Leadville, Colorado. This is the town where I decided to convert to Judaism. It's a silver mining town, or was in the past, in the Rocky Mountains. And it's, I don't know, about half hour or 45 minutes north of the town of Buena Vista, Colorado, along the Arkansas River. So, at that time, I was walking with a cane because I had incredible pain going down my legs from, how do I say this? The aggravation of pinched nerves on either side of the base of my spine, aggravation of those pinched nerves by that microwave weapon that was being trained on that spot in my body to make me hardly able to walk. Sometimes I was almost unable to walk. I was in so much pain from that happening. So I had a cane and I was using it. Now, this one particularly, I don't remember what visit to Leadville this was. We went there a couple of times, and one of the times I decided to convert. I don't think it was this time. I think the last time I was in Leadville, I decided to convert. So that was around, I became Jewish in 2020, August. So the process took a year of classes and study under the rabbi who converted me, and that means I would have started summertime 2019. And I finished in summertime 2020, around August. I believe it was August. So this trip to Leadville was one of the earlier trips. This was not the one where I decided to convert. Anyway, I had this cane I was using to walk, because sometimes, like I say, why would I want to walk? Why would anybody want to walk with a cane if you didn't need one, right? It's impractical. You wouldn't want to walk with a cane. So anyway, we're in Leadville, and there was a antique shop there, which I kind of liked. And it was almost like walking through a museum, to walk through there and see all the stuff they had. Trying to remember, did I buy anything from there? I did buy something. I don't remember what it was now, because I was at the cashier, and whatever it was I bought and left. I don't remember now what it was. But anyway, now we were, my wife and I, it's a popular tourist town. So there's lots of tourists walking through that town. They're going to those antique stores and that kind of thing there. And, we come out, and I don't know, for some reason, I found it, impractical to walk with my cane for a few minutes. That does not mean that I'm somehow faking that I need to walk with a cane. No, why would I even do that? But anyway, there's a man who we passed on the sidewalk when I was walking with a cane. I know he's looking at me funny. And now he sees me again, And I don't know, for some reason I'm just holding the cane and I walk a little bit over to my wife to say something to her. And this guy, he sees me and he's like, really weird, like, I'm a flim flam man, and he's caught me faking. I'm some kind of, what would you call this, huckster or petty criminal who's got this cane as part of my act to, I don't know, flim flam people. And I just thought, oh God, how weird that dude was to looking at me like that. He was laughing like that, like that, looking at me. Oh God, it's like, well, I don't even want to put in words the chilling feeling I had from that. Now, I've said in these recordings that the fact that I was sexually abused the way I was while I was asleep, it's given me this appearance that I am like that. I am putting people on a lot of times. I'm putting them on. I'm some kind of a weird dude who's doing something weird and hiding it from others. Now, there's an example there where I'm a flim flam man with a cane. I'm nothing of the kind, okay? My wife is deaf. I'm a flim flam man. I got a deaf wife that I'm caring for. I'm like a caretaker for my wife. And I'm a flim flam man, huh? Oh, God. So here's another example of that kind of thing. I mean, I got lots, but I'm just, these are floating around in my mind right now. I'm at this state mental prison for the state of Maryland. I've been in prison there for 5 months. And every evening, I'm tortured. Okay? Starting around 6:30 in the evening till I go to sleep. I'm in agony. I don't know what's causing it. I'm in absolute agony. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to try to put it in words. It's very much like the agony I was in for 2 years, but it's a different kind, and it's like a delirium. It's horrible. It's a nightmarish delirium, and it was absolutely horrible, okay? Now, every night I'm in that. So I remember it was around 6 o'clock, say, when we were given these medicines. Like a half hour before that delirium would start. And I remember I'm going up in line to the lady who's dispensing me the medicine. And after you take the medicine from her, you pass before the examiner. I'm going to call it a mental prison guard. Okay, let me open up your mouth and let me see. Your tongue, lift up your tongue. I want to see, did you take the medicine, right? Oh, God. Anyway, this lady is saying to me, she's saying, are you sure? Because I'm about to get out of there. She's saying to me, are you sure you're getting the benefit of being here? She's like suspecting me once again of trying to pull something over on people. My God, I was not trying to pull anything on anybody. I didn't believe I should be there, but I was there, and I was trying to actually believe what they said was true about me. They say I'm severely ill and so on. I said, okay, somehow I'm severely ill. Let me do exactly what they say and so on. I was not trying to pull the wool on anybody's eyes, and yet this woman is questioning me this way. It's really making me feel uncomfortable because I'm feeling, for Christ's sake, am I going to get out of here or not? This lady saying, are you sure? And I'm thinking, oh, God. I said, yeah, I'm getting the benefit of blah, 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 blah. I'm scared as hell of these goddamn people, what they've done to me, okay? Even the memory of this is scaring me. They say, oh, you're a scaredy cat. Well, I'm in agony for 5 months every night from 6:30 till I go to sleep. I think they'd round us up to put us in those the locked bed area. They round us up and put us in like 9:30, something like that. I don't remember. So until I go to sleep, I go in there and I'm in a delirium nightmare. It lasts 3 or 4 hours till I go to sleep every night. So let me not forget what I was talking about here. So I'm afraid I'm slipping into what I call emotional blackout here. So I'm forgetting. There's another thing I want to say. I'm talking on this subject of I'm putting something over on folks. I'm a flim-flam man like Harry Powell, the villain in Night of the Hunter. He's supposed to be a preacher and he's a serial murderer, right? He's pulling something over on people. That's me. I'm some weird guy like that. And I'm pulling a fast one on everybody. Let me put this on pause, try to collect my thoughts. Well, I had not been thinking of this example, but it suddenly came to my mind. My Italian grandmother, who was probably not related to me at all, okay, because my father was not her son, okay, so I'm not related to this grandmother, and man, to her, here's what she used to say about me. She would say that I was the ringleader of God knows what, bad behavior among the kids, trickery type. I'm a ringleader of some kind. The ringleader, she'd say, but this lady was like a witch to me. Like a witch, the witch of the East or the West in Wizard of Oz. There she is in real life, a witch. And I'm a ringleader to her, okay? That's as far as that memory goes. I still don't remember my other very good example, which has slipped out of my mind, where I'm looked upon by others as somebody pulling a fast one. My God, this is not me at all. This is like the opposite. What I am is, to people who know me, and I don't know how to say this, people who know me, to a lot of people, I am so honest, it's a fault with me. I'm honest to a fault. That's the way you describe some people. That's me. So that, one of the best examples I have for that is I'm going to this tax help. I'm married. I have our son, and my Aunt Rosemary's come with us. We're at Montgomery Mall, and there's a tax help there, and I'm going to have help with my taxes, just to make sure I don't make any mistakes. Honest to a fault. I'm not going to trust that I can do those taxes. And I go into this tax preparer from a place that's, it's commonly used by folks. And this guy's like a Russian. He's a Russian. He's got a Russian accent and everything. And we do my tax return. And then he says at the end, we've been in there like an hour, and Aunt Rosemary and my wife and son, they're waiting in the waiting area. He says, now, have you made any money that you haven't accounted for here? And honest to a fault, I say to him, well, I have been mowing my aunt's lawn for a little money each week. She usually pays me in cash, $30, $40 to mow her lawn. He says, well, you're going to have to fill out a small business return. A small business return, the guy's saying, because I mowed my aunt's lawn during the summertime. Well, that the return itself costs like $200 to file that return, and it takes like another hour with this guy. It's absolutely absurd, but me being honest to a fault, I'm not pulling the wool on anybody's eyes. I go through with that. And I come out of there and they're saying, where have you been? What's going on? I said, the guy in there told me I had to fill out a small business tax return for mowing your lawn, Aunt Rosemary. That's why. Okay, end of story there. Now, I didn't plan on telling that, but that'll show that I am no guy who's pulling the wool over people's eyes. Once again, my wife is profoundly deaf. I learned sign language as a completely crazy man. It's not easy to learn sign language. Go ahead, try to learn it. It's a very difficult language to learn. And I learned it as full out crazy as you come. And I was in a mental prison halfway house at that time when I started studying sign language. And they were telling me at that halfway prison house, I know I'm off the subject, but what the hell? They're telling me, first of all, they had me tested by a sign language interpreting business. They had me tested to see how well I knew sign language. And the test was, I don't want to go this much in detail. The result of the test was the halfway prison house mental prison guards are telling me, they're telling us as a result of that test you took that you have no future in sign language. None. And at that time, I was studying sign language. I carried a book everywhere I went with me and was studying that book all day long, every day. And if I was riding the subway, I had the book open. I was studying it. Well, I was now planning to go to Gallaudet University. I was going to leave that mental prison halfway house. And they're saying, this is a bad idea to go to Gallaudet University. They're telling us you have no future in sign language. Why are you doing this? I said, well, I'm going to continue to study and I want to go to Gallaudet University, and I did leave there. So I don't remember but some of these other things, but I'm the ringleader to this witch grandmother. Ringleader of what? God knows what. I was no ringleader, and to some people, I've been this con man, Harry Powell. I'm hiding that I'm a serial murderer or something. Well, what's happened to me and my wife over the past decade? We've been followed around everywhere we go by secret police of the United States. For God's sake, why would they do that to me? Yet they've done it. I'm hiding something. As I've said, I've gone in public, walking through malls, signing, because I don't want to talk things like this openly when I'm walking along the mall. People, hey, this guy is crazy, right? You don't want to do that. So to be able to give a message like this while in public, I sign it. Okay? I sign it to the camera and I don't talk. But there are security cameras everywhere in that mall, and everything I'm signing, I'm sure, can be picked up. So secret police want to follow me around. There they have everything on my mind in sign language. Just get somebody to know sign, and they know everything going on in my head. I'm hiding things, and I'm pulling the wool over the law enforcement of the United States, huh? I'm secretly believe it or not, okay, here's a great example. Maybe I was thinking of this, I don't remember, but I work 20 years at this job that gives me the retirement I'm in right now, me and my wife. And while working those 20 years, to be able to make it through those 20 years as somebody with this horrifically debilitating mental disease that I'm supposed to have, I maintain absolute silence at that place of work. I don't talk to anybody about anything. If I do talk, it's only with my supervisor, and it's whatever's absolutely necessary. Like at the beginning of the day when I got to say hello to her or him and have a few words of exchange. What do I talk about? The weather usually. Oh, It's raining, but the sun is shining behind the clouds. And I go to my desk and I'm silent the whole time I'm there. I don't talk to anybody. I don't move from that desk to visit some other employee's desk and chat. Never. I stay rooted to that desk, and for that reason, I develop 2 pinched nerves at the base of my spine from wearing away whatever it is the cushion is between those pieces of spine, the vertebrae there. I wear them away by sitting and grinding, by just sitting in the same spot for 20 years and not moving. There's the proof of what I'm saying that I did. And that's how I get through those 20 years, because you definitely do not want to be talking to anybody who believes you have one of these severe mental diseases, because within 5 minutes you're going to be so angry, you'll be in some kind of an argument, you'll be fired. So I worked there for 20 years in silence, and I work as hard as I can work. And I'm one of the best workers there. They'll tell you that. And in addition, to avoid any kind of conflicts there, I'm an hour early for work every single day. An hour early. And I often just start working without pay. And what's more, I eat my lunch at my desk. I don't start from that desk, and I even timed it. It took about 7 minutes for me to eat my lunch. I would eat my lunch at my desk, go for a walk, rain or shine, through the streets of downtown Washington, D.C. Rain or shine, I took that walk alone, in silence, came back to my desk, and worked as hard as I could work. Now, after all that work, I retire, and I visit this boss of mine, and what is he saying to me and my wife when we have a little meeting during the pandemic outside, like near a shopping center, I guess near where he lives, okay? He's saying that he thinks I'm in the mafia. I said, you think I'm in the mafia? Why? Because I was hired as somebody who's supposed to be severely mentally debilitated with an incurable disease, and they don't see it. I'm this great worker. I'm never in any office politics problems, or I'm like a piece of wooden furniture. I'm absolutely dependable as an employee, as a worker. Even the boss says, at the time I retired, says, if you want something done right and you want it done well, you give it to AJ. That's me. That's what he's saying at the time I retire. So I am a good worker there, and they're thinking, what is this? He's hired as a handicap worker. What's his handicap? I've always wondered, did they even know? I didn't say a word about that handicap all 20 years. Nor did I ever talk about anything to do with mental diseases or anything like that. I didn't even use the language. I didn't go near that for 20 years. And so they're thinking, he's supposed to be severe. We don't see it. He must be here in hiding in the mafia. So this guy, here it is. I'm putting something over on everybody. I was working as hard as I could work, as virtuously as good, and I'm in the mafia. That's the conclusion. Well, the more I talk now, the more upset I'm getting, and I see this note's getting real long, and I got a pain in my head right here from the upsetting nature of what I'm talking about. I got a pain, like a spike in my head here, and I guess it's got a tension headache starting up, and that's really a good example of me. I'm pulling the wool over everybody's eyes. I was doing nothing of the kind. And I'm saying that this impression I give others, it's from having been severely sexually abused while I was growing up in this way. While I was asleep, the man I'm calling America's Man of the Year, the man who was supposed to be my father but was not my biological father, and that is why he was doing this to me. I was not his son. And I was in his house. So he thought, this is horrific. I got this kid in my house that's not mine. I'm supporting this kid, and he's outshining all my kids. My real kids, he's the star of the family, and he's not my kid. So he starts to prey on me sexually. How? He comes through my locked door at night in the wee hours with ether on gauze or a rag or whatever, covers my nose and mouth with that, makes sure I'm asleep, sexually abuses me, cleans up and leaves. And this sexual abuse in secret somehow has the unconscious message coming from me that I'm covering up some weird behavior and very slyly doing that when I'm doing nothing of the kind. And that's what I'm thinking about this morning as an old man under a kind of house arrest here in the United States, a place of evil for me that I'm trying to escape safely now in my old age. As a result of all this abuse, including the last 10 years as the target of some bizarre secret police investigation into me. Oh, for God's sake!